Hi, and welcome to my shop. Hey, starting a new project here, and it's another console stereo, another transistorized console stereo. I just did a console just a short while ago, and this one is almost identical. From a distance, you would say it's the same one, but it's not. The last one was an Emerson branded console, and this one is a Clairtone branded console. I heard it working. I plugged it in before I took it out. It seems to work, sort of. Lots of crackling, volume control really dirty. One channel maybe not working. I couldn't really be sure. So, but it certainly makes some sound. And it came with this original manual, owner's manual. This covers two different models. One is a T12 and the other is a T11. So this picture is the T12, but this is the T11. It doesn't have nearly as many features. It's a T12. Check it out. There's all the cabinets. The cabinet for this one is the Princess. It's this cabinet here. And of course it just goes through and gives you some instructions and the like. So there we are. Great that I have this, but the one thing I don't have is I don't have a schematic. I've gone hunting, and boy, it's another, just like the Emerson, I really can't find anything useful about it. So we're going to wing it for now anyway, and we'll see what happens. So on off switch. It's good. Circuit breaker up here. Tape inputs here. See the 4 output transistors, so almost certainly this is a push-pull arrangement. Give you a little more power, a little less distortion, and a little less wasted energy too. These should run cool when there's no signal applied. And you see all these multiple terminals here, and a terminal here too. This one I believe is carrying the power over to the record player. I think that's what's going on with this one. These ones are speaker connections and other stuff. I'm just reading it there. Oh, I think there is a hint. I think it does say. I took photographs of this very carefully. So there we are. Right, ground, left, cabinet speakers, pilot light. I wouldn't want to mix that up, so that's good. I didn't notice this one was taking this out. That's actually has it labeled here. Great. That's probably a serial number sticker. There is one other number on here. That's this number, but probably this number. Ooh, yellow rust. That's not the best. There are some. Mostly military materials which are sprayed with stuff, anti-corrosion stuff, which is a little bit poisonous, and it's kind of a yellowy dust, a little like that. But I don't think that's the case with this. So anyway, that number probably just refers to this can. So the only number I can find on here to go hunting for a schematic. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stamps here. So these are probably all the inspector stamps. Lots of them on there. I can't even find where it says T11, but this would be the T11 model. Oh, there it is. T11 right there. Clairtone T11. No other numbers for me to hunt around on. So, I mean, there are people offering the T11 service manual and that for sale. You know, might have to do that. Hope not, though, since it does seem to be working to some degree. Maybe I can just sort the rest of it out without the need of. There we are. So I have stared in the back here a little bit already, and I did notice this resistor did not look too healthy. So here's the underside of the power transistors, electrolytic capacitors here and here. I was looking for the driver transistors for left and right channel, and I can see one transistor sitting here. I couldn't find another one, so I don't know where the drivers are. Maybe they're up on this board here. Hard to say. These wires are all pretty loose in here too. Usually they would strap this stuff. The reason I say that, usually they strap this stuff down pretty tight in a radio like this, and when you find them loose, it's because somebody has previously done something to loosen them up. This is new enough, it doesn't have paper wax capacitors in it, so it may not have any real capacitor problems. Just looking up in here. A little hard to access that's for sure. Yeah. Well, if you have to fool around with this, you got to take it out. Doesn't look like the friendliest one to work on. How about this guy here? Well, he's right there. So, must be a radio, and then down in there is amplifier and preamp, probably on this board. Lots of wires heading over in the direction of the output transistors, so probably the driver's up here somewhere. What this would be, I don't know. So other than this resistor, the only thing that's catching my eye is nothing. There's nothing else but this resistor and these dirty controls. So I'm going to clean these controls before we fire it. Oh, I got to figure out this. I did figure out the speakers. Yeah, okay. I'm almost there. Pretty large tangs there. Okay, so I got to hook up a couple of speakers, and maybe we'll listen to it, and then we'll clean the controls and see what difference that makes. Speakers. Okay, so I got a couple of speakers hooked up here, and we're ready to power this guy up. Now, looking for the on-off. Okay. Switch is off. Power on. Why am I hearing this? Not quite. Wasn't quite turned off. How do you like that? Let's get these up here. Okay. Switch. Volume's down. That's phono. So I can hear a hiss. Let's turn it up. So losing complete contact on the volume control. Okay, volume down. AM radio. TSN. 1050. There we are. That's pretty good. If it's picking up 1050, that's pretty good. Let's see what all these controls are. So this one is speaker. gonna need some cleaning, that's for sure. Oh, wow, that's bad. Mono AFC. Oh, switches are all dirty here. Okay, but it's working. Let's try FM. This is FMX for FM multiplex. We need an antenna here. No antenna right now. AM, FM. It is Sunday today, after all. Wow, this sounds great. I think I'm done already. Wire broke off. No signal strength meter or anything on here. Stereo light. Back in here.
Giving God the glory. This is Life 100.3's Praise and Worship Sunday.
Tomorrow clouds with a high of minus.
This radio's working really well.
It's in store or online at Flowtech. By the end of this song,
towards some people in our community, including those who were of the Muslim faith.
That's a mono signal.
Many people suggest that Alberta should consider a similar charter. Rather than follow Quebec's lead, we created projects that engage people in the kind of dialogue that Mr. Pissette took part in. His experience is a testament to how this kind of dialogue can help change hearts and minds, even those poisoned by hatred and fear.
Why this? The AFC is not on. Tape or AFC? It's a little odd choice. Let's check the AFC here. Go back up to the voice station.
By men. What is it about the way men are socialized? We look at different cultures or religious causes, but this is secondary to the gender factor. It's time for a reset on how we view these events if we are ever going to begin to understand and to bring real fundamental change to our stereotypical view of men.
Stereo.
Of course, the majority of men are not capable of these acts, but men...
You just bumped the speaker switch. Yeah. Okay, step one. Fix all the switches, the controls, get them all working good. I think that's all. Maybe all I got. I'll build that. Maybe all I need to do with this guy. Okay, so all these controls for me to spray in the cleaner and get it to sink into the controls. You have to turn this thing that. Okay. Did that resistor get warm? Doesn't feel any heat in it at all. Oh, sprayed it all over the board. Switched off. Okay, volume down, power back on, volume. Is that one speaker or the other? All coming out of this speaker here. Okay. That speaker here. Oh, no wonder. Pulled the wire out here. Still is just that speaker. That speaker this back one here. There we go. Still all plugged in, yeah. Okay, so volume control is quiet. Put the volume up. Bass control is quiet. Treble control is a little noisy, but only out at the extreme. Oh, there it goes. Nice. Balance control. There it goes, quiet. Back on the volume. Put it onto radio and make sure it's working. Bass, treble, balance, tuning. No antenna. Wow, that's working really, really good. Now the switches. The switches are hidden a little bit in here. Let's see, switches. All these kind of up in behind here. This panel can be taken off with this. Let's see. This is, well, doesn't look like you can get this off. Some holding screws coming in from the ends here, holding this on. If I take those 4 end screws out, maybe this panel will, I can move it off to the side. Now, or can I do this just by reaching in? No, I can reach in. I can reach in and get these switches. Sure, I got this big metal can in my hand and I'm not necessarily looking closely at what I need to look at while I do this. You can't look everywhere at once. Squeeze the go to squeeze the top, and the pointer goes wherever it wants. Okay, I think I got that. Okay, let's try it. Volume down. Whoop! Hear the power come on. Perfect. And we can't obviously tell if these ones are working, but I think that took care of them. Now there's another switch up here. This is for switching on and off of remote speakers. Right, ground, left. We should probably have that switched off, even though we're not using it. Very nice. The tape inputs here. You can put your iPod into that. Excellent. The AM antenna is hidden from view up here. Fairly long. A really long one. A really long rod antenna like that would be about this long. The longer they are, the better they are. So I think we're almost done. I don't know what else to do here. Check the stereo separation. Okay, I'll set up for we'll just set up so we can test for the degree of separation and things like that. Okay, let's try this out here. Now, you can see I've got a plug in the earphone jack here, and a wire going off to my control panel at the back of the bench there that I control the audio on the videos with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the speakers, and then, okay, so we hear nothing. Now I'm going to turn up the input to the video here. Heard a touch of a hum come up. I wonder what we hear here. Very good.
You got a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at the convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive to.
Oh, okay, I'll get a copyright hit on that within seconds. I'm good for about 10 seconds of commercial music before YouTube will pick up on it being copyrighted material. So. Okay, great. Now let's tune in the signal generator, just out, which is around 100.
Too old for working.
X.
There we are. Now we're going to go left channel, right channel. Let me disable the speaker connections here completely. Just affected the antenna a little bit. Okay, and let's look at the scope. What do we got on the scope here? Oh, okay. So one of my scope leads fell off. Let me just put it back on. Okay. So there you see the two channels. Left and right. Let me turn the balance control. Kind of a curious look, isn't it? I hear it going ear to ear, but I don't really see it on the scope. Why would that be? Huh. Okay, bearing in mind we are listening to the headphones, the output may be coming earlier from the radio rather than right in the final output transistor. So let's try left channel, right channel. Okay, so it's not picking up stereo. Why would that be? Don't have enough 19 kilohertz there. Why no stereo? It's switched in stereo. So that should be one channel or the other. It doesn't sound stereo either, but when we listen to the radio, it certainly sounds like stereo. What's up? Okay, now why would this not show a stereo effect? Stereo mono. You can see those match right up. Now that sounds like it just flipped into stereo. I hear stereo in my headphones, but not a very good showing there. You can hear it pop in. That's right, that's left, right and left. So the channel separation is not good, which, based on my burgeoning experience, would suggest that the alignment on the 38 kilohertz circuits is not quite right. Good luck in me finding those. I don't have a schematic, so I see there's a coil here, and then on the other side was a bunch of stuff. So probably, just looking at the pattern of these, it could be AM, FM, AM, FM, and then a final FM adjustment in the, I'm just guessing here. Then I see there's 1, 2, 3 more adjustments here of some sort. And then I see something come right off the antenna here, and that's maybe that's the oscillator. I don't know what that is. Could be the antenna coil. It's more likely the antenna coil. Wow, guessing game galore. I don't know if there's any way I can stare at these and reason out which is doing what, or if there's an order to them. So in other words, this must be the 19, or maybe this is the detector, I don't know. How am I going to figure these out? By looking underneath. Oh, that's not going to help me at all. So the only other way is to twiddle them and to try to identify by their effect what they are. But in the course of doing that, of course, I'm going to detune everything. Ho ho ho! Challenges here. Maybe I can figure out which are the IFs. I mean, almost certainly this can is going to be an IF can. You know, at a glance, I'd say it's AM, AM, FM, 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 FM. That would be my guess. Maybe there's a hint written on the side of them, of the cans. Okay, so these two have the same notation on them. So whatever they are, they're two of the same thing. And other cans don't seem to have anything written on them anywhere. Can't really see them very much except for just kind of looking straight down on them. I wonder if they're waxed up inside or anything like that's been done. No, they're all hollow slugs. So probably the best thing to do is to start with AM. Oh, look at all these adjustments up here. This is the FM tuner. Yikes. All kinds of stuff in here. Through those holes. Look at how many holes. Oh boy, that's too many holes for me. This would be the front end of the FM tuner. Coming out of here is probably 10.7 being sent over to this board. Maybe I can spot that. Let's see. That's a bit of a hint. It's way up here. Yeah, there's not much coming out. One orange wire. It's right down into the power supply area. Oh no, there's all this coming out here. Is that part of that box? Yes, this is part of the boxed FM area. There's the FM antenna going in. So these would be the signals coming out. There's 3 wires here. 2 gray and a white. 2 of them are twisted. These 2 are twisted together. Sort of. And the other one, where's the other one going? The other one. The other one takes off up in this area. So these 2 are probably of interest. That's these 2. They sneak around the edge of the board here. there they are. These two coming up here. Now this wire comes to this coil. I'm going to guess that's AM. So far I'm guessing AM kind of here, FM all the way down through here. That's not a bad guess. That's all it is. Okay. We can drop in and listen to these. I'm pretty sure these have to be FM stuff. Have to be. That'd be 3 wires coming out of there. So going back to the AM side of things here. Yeah, how do you work this thing again?
Où il va arriver, c'est la raison pour laquelle, depuis plusieurs semaines, il y a une offensive diplomatique monumentale, on l'a vu de la part du Canada, pour essayer de frapper. Vraiment, il a fallu trouver à quelle porte frapper, parce qu'on ne s'attendait pas à ce que M. Trump soit élu, mais maintenant qu'on le sait, pour essayer au moins d'établir des lignes de communication avec cette administration-là. C'est comme un refrain. J'ai jamais, depuis 12 ans, à Ottawa, entendu aussi souvent des ministres fédéraux dire le Canada est la destination numéro 1 des exportations de 35 États. 9 millions d'emplois américains dépendent du commerce entre le Canada et les États-Unis. Il y a 2 milliards de commerce, etc.
C'est pas tellement nous qu'il faut convaincre effectivement que nos partenaires, et c'est pour ça qu'il y a 3 ministres.
Right now the radio is set to French. I'll adjust it here to English.
Oui, il y a eu le ministre de la Défense, Henri Sadjan, lundi. Ensuite, la ministre des Affaires étrangères, Chrystia Freeland, et le ministre des Finances, Bill Morneau. C'est sûr que publiquement, ils sont venus plaider, d'une certaine façon, la cause canadienne auprès de l'administration. Le plaidoyer du Canada, c'est de dire, écoutez, vous êtes aussi gagnants que nous dans ce calcul-là, et donc il ne faut pas mettre en péril cette relation-là, parce qu'en voulant créer des emplois aux États-Unis, en voulant vous protéger, vous allez vous nuire. M. Morneau donnait l'exemple vendredi du secteur automobile. C'est facile pour Donald Trump de dire on va ramener plus de production à Détroit, etc. Et qu'on pense qu'une partie de métal dans une transmission vient du Canada, traverse la frontière pour aller être retransformé aux États-Unis, retraverse le Canada pour être transformé en pièces d'auto, retraverse vers les États-Unis pour être mis dans la transmission, retraverse au Canada pour être mis dans la voiture qui, elle, est vendue aux États-Unis.
Oh yeah, oscillator.
Ça, c'est un petit exemple, donc d'où l'importance de cette première rencontre pour M. Trudeau.
Est-ce qu'il est possible que Justin Trudeau
Okay, so we got that as AM. So leave us FM. Probably 2 IFs. And then a discriminator coil. And then these are probably for setting up the 38 kilohertz and other stuff.
Notre produit intérieur brut affecté aux défenses militaires. Mais est-ce que c'est à nous qui...
Now, last FM receiver, I worked away on like a crazy guy using instruments left and right, and then the last thing that happened, I tuned it by ear and presto. So this is mono. the balance control, just left channel, right channel, stereo, seem to be reacting to the stereo. There we go. Where you hear that pop. Left, right. Those terrible separation. You can hear it. You can barely see it on the scope. So we'll leave it on left channel. We'll look for one of these adjustments that's very sensitive on affecting the scope display. Start with this one. Upper slug, now the lower slug. I can hear it in my ears. Left, right, left, right. Top slug. If I can get it out. Okay. Now these coils. Okay, that sounds like mono now. Stereo. Stereo's lost. Left and right. Mono. Left, right. Okay, I'm going to maximize this one. Go on to the next one. Tight fit. Stuck. There it goes. Stereo gone. Stereo back. Stereo gone. Stereo back. Looks like it likes the lowest setting. Okay, it's up to you, man. You're the last coil. My last hope. Ooh. Oh, that was turning the controller on. Left, right, left, right. It's mono. So I hear it moving left to right, but it's in my imagination. Okay, is it tuned in properly? That's stereo gone. So, I think really this is a question of level. This coil this early in the radio, and it's top coil, bottom one. Next coil. Okay, but I'm just going to stop watching the scope and just listen with my ears as I do this. This is what worked on the last radio in the end. As I say, after hours of fiddling around with instruments here. About the most left-right I can get out of that. Next coil. And it's gone. It's not looking at the display. This one. That's about the most separation I can get out of it. And, you know, when you look at the scope, you don't really see any separation effect. So is there another adjustment I'm missing? Is there a magic adjustment here? It's this one. Oh, what happened to it? What's up with that? Just really bad connections here. Change that. Shh. Big hum. Really? Just from that little bit of wire? It's open circuit maybe. can't believe that didn't work. Just a big whopping hum. Yeah, it's just this wire. Wouldn't believe that. Okay, we're back to this fragile connections here. Can't connect at the other end of these wires. Oh yeah, we're doing this. Okay, back to where I was. So I can hear it in the headphones. Not good. Didn't make any difference. Not good. Okay, don't know what I did there. Shame, shame, shame. I think it's on the AM side. Is that possible? Shame on me. Okay, so I've turned something, I got no idea what it's doing. That's not a good. The rest of them, I think I know what I'm doing. That's okay. Yeah, let's listen to a station here.
Surges in popularity, and this next guy is one of his biggest fans. So much so that for Dierks Bentley, his latest album, Black, is available on vinyl. Dirk says, when we created the album, I kept imagining the flow of this record being told with an A-side and a B-side. We've released vinyl before, but I've never had the chance to really master it properly, and I didn't really put in the time before that it deserved. With Black now, every little detail mattered to me. Sterling sound in New York really gave the mix up you don't hear on MP3 or CD. Well, the title track of that album is currently climbing the countdown. Check it in this week at number 22, and here's Dirks.
The moon outside to break.
Sounds great. Carol Pope. It's the local oscillator of another FM radio I have here.
It's a full day of your favorite praise and worship songs, now till midnight. Presented by Clark Horseman Carpet One Floor and Home.
Help us understand order.
I hear a stereo in there.
Russian, which it sort of is. But you take a listen to this and see if it doesn't remind you of something else, okay?
Okay. Yeah, reminds me of something else.
Been sitting eyes wide open behind our walls, hoping you come. Like it.
Stereo's excellent. Okay, I don't think there's any reason to fool around more with this guy. I think he's in great shape, as is. And I really can't see how I'm going to help this guy out at all, frankly. I think it's all about the record player now. I get the record player in here. Whoa, what happened to my... Why is my camera looking way up in the air like that? Must have banged it or something. Anyway. 2 thumbs up. About time I had something that was easy.